Ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't wait more to show you this army because this is my baby. This is what I've grown since Tunnel 15 with. And the Super Barbarian is one of my favorite troops, if not the favorite. I think I would argue it's actually my favorite troop in the entire game. Now, obviously, this army, I have to adjust it in a way so it can be modern, okay? We cannot use the Super BARCH, like, proper Super Archer clone or any of the previous methods. So, adjusting this army to the current meta was one of the toughest thing I could have done because there is certain things it needed to be adjusted. There are certain spells, the entries, the equipment. These things combined make this army literally one of my favorites, and I think it will stay in the game even after the Springtrap rework. And the main reason I'm bringing this is exactly that. The Springtrap rework, there is rumors, and that is they will spring and sprung out Root Riders. That's crazy if they do that. And that means you can literally just start your attack and then there's two Springtrap on the outside. You will just lose two Root Riders out of your five. So I have a feeling that Supercell is nerfing the Root Rider to the ground in a way that others can use other strategies. And this is why we got this one. So obviously, you can skip through the army introduction, but I will give you some introduction here. And let me tell you this. So, for the equipment, what we have is, of course, the new Warden equipment, the Heroic Torch. I have a feeling Supercell did this so we can bring back this army. No, I'm joking, I'm joking. I don't know. But honestly, one of the major issues with the Super Barch army was that it wasn't being used. It was because they would like heroes would stuck behind walls and it will like all the splash damage, ricochet cannons, infernos, and spitters. It would be so hard to get your wall breakers into the core of the base, and if your king get cooked at the beginning, there is no way to reach the town hall. And that's why the heroic torch is such a good equipment, because you rush through the base so quick and you keep the king ability for when you're getting close to the town hall. So this works really well with the king's equipment, the earthquake boots and the spiky ball. For the queen, whenever you drop her at the beginning, we're gonna pop her ability so she gets the giant out and two healers. That way we combine them, actually sorry, three healers. That way we combine them to our own two healers, and this gives us a huge hero push with a Titan, an Ice Golem, and two Mini Warden because the damage is a lot. So I added another one to this army. The rest is history. The rest, you guys know the miner. A lot of you know what we do with that one miner. If you don't know how like we use this, I will show you in action, but mainly it's going to be for the buildings that are on the other side of the walls. For tankings, something maybe left in the core of the base, you can grab it with a miner, and a miner with like few archers and minions can actually take down a corner Tesla. So these ways are the ones that we're gonna use the miner, but maybe not in today's video, but hopefully I will explain it to you, so if you're doing the attack you will know what to do with it. And with the barbarians, we have to get the funnel set. As you can see with the spells, we have the RC charge into the base with a haste spell and earthquake spell. The skeleton spell will be for the single targeting defenses, either on the back end or when you're starting the attack. And for example, the ice golem can't tank a deeper monolith, so you do that skeleton spell. Simple as that. Usually I never drop the skeleton spell wherever the town hall is. It's just gonna get wasted. Otherwise you could have probably gone with a nice free spell, for example. And it's adjustable. This army is very adjustable. You can take some wall breakers out if you're doing a war attack, and you only need one or two wall breakers to get into the first and second layer, so you can then pop the warden ability to go through the base and the king ability on the back end. So instead of two wall breakers, you can take another ice golem, more barbarians, up to you for your war hits. And for the clan castle, we're gonna have the giants and some test loons. These will be dropped from the troop launcher. And overall, I think I explained everything in this army. So without any further ado, let's dive into the attacks. Alright, first base here, we got this diamond base. Now what I do here is exactly what we would have done back in Tunnel 15. We are going to send the RC to make the base into a half. So we're gonna grab the middle of both mirrors. If these are two mirror sides, you're gonna grab the middle of that. So no other like complete side, because the core needs to go down. If like the early, like I would say behind the town hall. Do you see between the CC and the town hall there is a gap? If there's a defense there, you don't need that. You don't even need the multi infernos. You just need slightly the bit of core and some more value. As you can see, we are keep on redirecting the RC. And now, once she's going to grab some more value, I will invest the last image as always, because guys, we don't have a recall spell. The RC is how you see her. It's gonna be the exact value she gets and she's gonna die. Ice Golem, Wallbreaker, King, Warden, Loons, Healers, Queen ability, and don't forget the mini Wardens. Barbarians to quickly funnel everything into the base. Make sure you drop the troop launcher ASAP. And now this is where you need to wall break into the next layer, as you can see. Once you do that, the rest will be again history. The Warden ability will be just fine cruising through the base. Now a lot of people might ask me like, well, you said never like level up this equipment, and you're right, because this army, whenever I got to it, it was a bit after when I said that, and I did my all my reviews on this equipment, and I was like, you know what, there has to be a way to use this equipment. And as you can see, I've kind of found it, and I'm so happy with it. As you can see, we are cruising through this end because we got so much funnel on this like kind of area of the base, which we just don't go so bad. We're just staying in a lane, moving through the base. We got the king ability, we got more barbarians. Make sure you have headhunters for the enemy heroes. You can then tank for the back end with the barbarians. You can funnel with the barbarians. You can even kill heroes on the outside with the super barbarians. And as you can see, yes, we did lose the queen on this hit, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. We're just gonna keep on moving forward. King ability, cruising the back end, 4, 5, 6 barbarians, and all together we are going to be crushing this base on the back end. As always, keep a few barbarians if you're new to this strategy. Don't just invest everything into the base and pray for the best, okay? Let's move on to the next hit. Now, next up, I will show you a box base, and yes, I recorded this fast, so you're gonna see the base later during the attack. So, what I do again is to make sure we have the mirror. Go into the middle of the base, okay? Redirect as much as you need to, but go grab the middle. As you can see now, RC moving through, going for that multi-inferno. Unfortunately, the invisibility placement was bad, so she's gonna be a bit problematic. And now this is where you can pop her ability. She can go grab some value and come back. This is where you will go eventually to one of the rage towers. Yes, the invis timings aren't the best. This was when I wasn't pushing and I wasn't doing a lot of armies. So what, I wasn't just used to this, and I was like, you know what, I'm so bad at the invis timing. And actually that made a lot of more sense when I like kind of learned that a lot of people are like this. You know, a lot of people have not perfect RC charge. And that's good with this army. You can afford to not have a perfect RC charge because the heroes are so strong. Barbarians quickly for the funnel, Warden, Loons, Healers, everything going down the middle. Double Wallbreaker trying to grab this area, and notice how we are going to kind of kill the RC on the outside of the base on the left. So now what we have is just a more smooth pass through the base. So watch out for the open walls. This makes sure if you don't have good enough funnel, the king can eventually walk outwards. Make sure you have it. And this is another reason why we got 4 wall, because there is sometimes that you need to use a lot of them to go through the base. But just like the last base, sometimes you can use it for the barbarians for the back end. So don't use every single one. As you can see, we're going to have a skeleton pool here because I want to get these few defenses and buildings on the left side to try to keep the path again narrowed, because the Warden Heroic Torch is a bit messy. If you have defenses and buildings on the outside and your troops don't have a good funnel to them, they will walk to the outside. Watch out for that. So rest of the base, queen is there. You can see the barbarians are there. Always check the corners for corner Teslas, and you will always be able to triple any base with this. I even did it in hard mode, and it got like 90 something percent when my RC charge was so bad. Like I missed 3 spells and I touched the screen by accident and I missed another spell. With 6 invis, I still got so much value. And now you can see the miner, what I did there. I sent the miner to the Tesla to try to see if there is any skeleton trap. So that way you can see how the barbarians and headhunters are crushing the queen, tanking, and also crushing the backend at the same time. They are just literally one of the best troops in the game. They are very, very underrated in general, and there is a reason why they're being used with the Root Riders. And overall, yeah, I just love this army, man. Let's move on to the third hit. So up next, we have a bug space, but with double poison. Again, what you need to do is to half the space, but as you can see, the half there is baited with the Giga Bomb and heroes. So I'm like, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's go for the other half, the opposite side. This is why you always have a choice. The Giga Bomb can only be in one side of this half, and if it's on the side that you just saw we went through the last attack, just go opposite side. Go even grab the town hall. Simple as that. Now you're gonna see the redirection here once we are on the multi-archer tower. It's a perfect area because we didn't also find any Teslas to redirect the RC into the town hall after this X1 air defense. But there's a but. If the clan castle is here, guys, your RC will eventually even choose that sometimes if you have good timings with like a few archers and headhunters. But now we can see she's going through the base. So we have to have good invis timing so she doesn't go for the CC again and also just moves through the base. She's going to choose the right side, and it's good because she can grab the right side fire spitter. This means you have to start from the left already. Have this in your mind that if she grabs the fire spitter here, don't start from the right side of the screen where the wizard tower and scatters is. You have to start from the left because that way you're behind the fire spitters and just a lot more narrowed down path. One minion on that side will clear a lot. Obviously, all the army down the middle again. Watch out for the wallbreakers because as you can see, sometimes they may be a bit bad. If you wallbreaker, it would target the dark elixir or the other one. As you can see right now, I waited because otherwise it would have targeted the dark elixir with weird angles. So that way, queen might go so bad. And the reason why I wanted to wallbreak so much was because I wanted to delay the warden ability. And that's why we had double wallbreaker, but unfortunately they didn't make it. It's okay though. This is where you can pop the warden ability to grab the queen and bring her back into the action because the walls aren't connected as you can see. Now we connect everything together and make sure whenever this lower side is tanked like the expo and the scattershot, we go with the barbarians because that way they can do damage, they can do heavy stuff. And don't forget the headhunters. Going for enemy heroes will be one of the hardest thing if they're in the core, so make sure you have good timing headhunters because don't forget, you don't have the queen ability. You can keep some invisibility spells with your RC as you can see and just crush the backend. You can see how many barbarians we have. I told you, man, this army is just so enjoyable that it just reminds me of Town Hall 15, all the good old days and how we used to control the heroes without having any controller, if you know what I mean. Very, very good era of the game to be playing, and overall, I really wanted to bring it to Town Hall 17 and make it modernized. Up next, we're gonna have a core town hall, but with double poison. So, a lot of people gonna say, well, how do you send DRC, or where do you even send DRC? Like, what do you do? Well, again, look at the mirror of the base and half it. Go for the side that is like in the between of both mirrors. This means on this side, a lot easier path will be the monolith. I've mentioned it on my base, like videos or like kind of the root rider guides or the RC guides that the whole what do you say, the weakness of a base which is a double poison and the core town hall is usually the monolith because usually people tend to have it isolated. So all you can do is to redirect the RC, and in this case we didn't even need to redirect, but if we needed to after the expo I would have made the archer tower and air defense on the top side invisible, but we don't need to. So back-to-back invis here because I don't want the tunnel to really shoot at us. Going with another invis, we just want to keep the RC going. Honestly, I'm gonna redirect now. Invis here, you're gonna see how we go into the core, but there is a but. Guys, it's Legends or Wars. Not every time you're gonna have the perfect RC charge. And yes, not every time the RC might even get redirected to the Town Hall. So what do you do? Just like how we attacked the last base, once you have this mirror funnel set, you have to go for the other side where you drop the RC, not complete right side of the base. This way, you just have more narrowed down path. Make sure you grab those wall breakers into the base. Make sure you do the funneling set. If there is a single inferno, make sure you drop the skeleton spell. This actually made sure we drop the poison onto the skeletons. Wall breaker for the next layer. Best timings. And this is the beauty of Heroic Torch here, because the queen cannot reach the town hall. But if you pop the Heroic Torch, she can just one tile move closer to the town hall and shoot it from the walls. You're gonna see now. Look at my queen. Going to have the tank on the lower side with the barbarians the moment ricochet cannon is being tanked. And look at the queen. She's inside the walls shooting the town hall. That is enough for her to grab it, either move on afterwards or come back outside of it. King is doing amazing with his ability. And the moment you see the king might go to the outside, I thought he might because of the Teslas. Go with that ability, pop the headhunters, keep the invisibility spells because we didn't use it for the RC. She got redirected outside of the base. We didn't need to. So now Queen can have those invisibilities and easily go through the base. Obviously, for the backend, you can have always some nice cleanup. Make sure you take down the defense that is left on the backend. In this case, was the Archer Tower, and after that, your cleanup will be safe and sound. The action figure with the king are so tanky and powerful to crush the walls, even on the back end. The moment again the ricochet cannon is being tanked, you go with the barbarians. Never like have the ricochet cannon shooting your barbarians and not the heroes, because the heroes got more HP. They need to be the ones tanking. Otherwise, for example, if there is Archer Tower or an Expo, that's where you can tank them with the barbarians and not let the heroes get touched by them. Simple as that. Let's move on to the last attack. And honestly, guys, are you excited as much as I am? Because I just love this army, man. The synergy with the barbarians and the heroes are just amazing. But let's move on. So we're going to have another double rage into a box space. And I want to show you, because a lot of people are greedy with the Royal Champion charge. That's what I said in my guide video for the RC charge. Do not be greedy. You can redirect her literally 3 times and still get the value. Watch this, okay? I don't know why people hate redirecting, or when they think they use an invisibility spell to redirect, it's a waste. Guys, don't be greedy. Look at me. I'm going to invis here. RC is going to redirect back into the monolith. I think we're losing some frames here. I think so. I'm not too sure. But after the monolith, guys, I'm going to redirect her again from the left-hand side. So I make sure I give her a chance to go into the core, making the minion prints invisible. Unfortunately, yes, the fox will go outside. So I popped the ability to quickly get through this area, as you can see. We got invisibility for days. We don't even need these values. These are already super high values that we don't need technically. And then we used it to get to it with 2 invisibilities. So, like, don't get scared. And look at this. When the RC is like literally going down, don't invest another invis. That ricochet cannon doesn't do much when it's like on the back end. Going to keep an invisibility, this makes sure you actually have so much more HP for your queen on the back end. Technically, you will have a 4 extra second queen no matter wherever you are. So, going into the base, of course, with some headhunters, wall breakers, every single aspect of this army. Funnel is already set. This is where you can use the skeleton spell if the ricochet cannon is way too far ahead from the army, so you can tank it and drop the barbarians. That way, if you pop the warden ability, the troops wouldn't just go out of the base. Don't worry, like these are why we're grabbing the far side buildings, the expos, the wizard towers. These buildings are the ones that if you pop the heroic torch, your heroes and troops might completely go to them and then to the outside. So you can see how we are cruising through. The king made it to the other side of the wall whilst the queen didn't, but we got the action figure, we got troop launcher, wall breakers. Everything is moving so smooth. We still hasn't take major damage to the heroes, and we are over 70% off the attack. Now this is where you can keep the king ability to the perfect point where you can pop it and grab the corners of these bases and open everything. Obviously, with your wall breakers, you can also do that, but still, we got 2 barbarians for the back end, we got invisibility, and as you can see, the ricochet cannon didn't matter. Do not be greedy was the whole point of this attack. And look at this double barbarian drop on the back end. Will take 2 entire defenses for you. The barbarians are the most powerful troop in the game as a whole. I believe you can take a whole enemy hero with 2 of them and 1 headhunter on the ground. Obviously, you can take an enemy hero with like an inferno dragon, but still, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. The link of the army will be down below in the description. I will do a full guide on this very soon, so make sure you stay tuned on the channel. See you soon later. Take care and peace.